First of our lightweight finals, for which none of these women may individually weigh more than 59 kilos, and together their average weight must not exceed 57 kilos, so everybody truly racing on equal terms. Well, here on the far side in lane 1, China, 19-year-old stroke Li Quan and 21-year-old Zhu Zhongjing, who surprisingly put Canada out of the semi-finals with this performance. On the left of your picture, Australia and Poland on their way to qualifying. But then on the far side, on the top of the picture, are China, and in the foreground, Fiona Milne and Mara Jones of Canada. And this was a shock, Dan.
It was a surprise. But the Chinese really are going well. You can see how long and strong they are in this last part of the race. And really, Canada can't match it. They cannot match it. And China just really flew in those last 500 meters.
Fiona Milne, who was world lightweight single sculls champion just 12 months ago, and as they come to the line, the margin for China is decisive.
Well, defending Olympic champions Romania haven't really been around very much. There've been a lot of changes in combinations through this particular season to try and get the right combination, but they've ended up with the same pairing as they had 4 years ago at the Olympics in Sydney when they won the gold medal. And
traditionally, Dan, they start as they are now, just very steadily trying to establish that rhythm, and you can see there they are, three from the bottom of your picture. And again, as we saw the Romanians in the women's pairs yesterday, they really put the effort in that 1,000 meters, the middle 1,000.
Yes, I mean, that's the Romanian way, the same in the 8. That's the way they do it. But here are the world champions, or at least half the world championship crew, Germany, just leading the field. And you have to wonder why they've changed a gold medal double from last year and changed the boat. That's certainly coach's prerogative, unless the last year's partner there, Draeger, really lost form. You would have expected to keep a combination like that together.
Well, young Daniela Reimer, she's seen off Marie-Louise Draeger, she's seen off the likes of Janet Redunzel, but they're in the final, and they're taking their chance. They're on the near side here in lane number 6, and the Dutch, worth talking about them. Kirsten van der Kolk and Marit van Oypen, few have the sort of experience they have, but they've had a really roller coaster season. If you go back to last December, the pair of them crashed into a bridge. They both got injured, but they've recovered from that. And they're almost the nearly crew, because so often they come with a late rush and just miss out. And I just hope that they stay closer to the pace today, because you can see already the race developing with, on the far side there, Sally Newmarch and Amber Halliday for Australia, really throwing it down to the rest of the field.
Well, Australia, there they are. They were the fastest. They broke the record, the fastest time in the world in their heats. And one would expect them really to be out leading the field. That's what they're doing. They've gone off very, very well. And Australians always row extremely well. Technically, really well drilled on this perfect water. You can just see how well they're picking up the strokes. They're just picking it up at the full reach, connecting well with the leg drive, and then opening up through the stroke. And they've got a good lead now on the rest of the field.
Yeah, they're coached by the Romanian Adrian David, who's had a great deal of success since he went down under to Australia, and you can see that it is Australia clearly from Germany on the near side. Then Romania, you can pick them out with their red hats. They're three from the bottom of your picture there, and they're just beginning to move through the field at the moment. The Poles on the far side, with the Chinese, and to be fair, the Chinese are actually going very well, and this we've seen all season with the Chinese, a real emergence. They brought over a squad of about 19 young women to the Bearing Point World Cup regattas. They kept them in Europe the whole way through that campaign, and already you can see that their eyes are very set on Beijing.
Well, they're coming through very, very well with Romania, moving very well. But look at Australia. Australia at 33 strokes a minute, looking very comfortable, sculling beautifully really on this water, and they've got a good lead now, just about a length over Germany.
And there's good experience in that Australian lightweight double. Facing you, Amber Halliday in the stroke seat. Sitting behind her, Sally Newmarch in her 3rd Olympic Games. She's got an ambition to actually compete in the Winter Olympics as well, believe it or not.
There's an inexorable feel about Romania, isn't it? It's absolutely mesmeric. They scull beautifully as well, and they're just working their way through. This is their middle thousand where they're so effective. Quick look there just to see how threatening the Chinese are, but they're just getting onto the tail now of the Australian double, and they're moving very nicely, not pushing at all, but they just harden in the water, and there's a little bit there of anxiety in the Australian double as they feel Romania beginning to close them down. Lovely top shot there of the Australian double. Sculls beautifully parallel as they take those strokes there, but you can certainly see that Romania is pushing back on them on every single stroke. There's Alupe in the stroke seat, push there through the middle of the stroke, and they're just eating them up there. Just in the last 200 meters or so, they've taken, three-quarters of a length.
On the near side, Dan, Germany, here's Claudia Blasberg and Daniela Reimer, and this is not easy for them, Dan, because they're slightly detached in lane 6.
It's always been difficult being on the outside lanes, but there's China on the far side. They're the biggest threat there to Germany. But Australia beginning to struggle. They are struggling. They're trying to hold off the Romanians, who are continuing just to push on through. And the power has gone out of the Australian stroke. Just as they take the stroke through the middle there, you can see the power isn't quite there as they come into the last 500 meters.
Romania take the advantage. Germany in third place, but also going well, the Netherlands, Kirsten van der Kolk and Marit van Eupen. Now this is really interesting because these two Dutch women, Dan, they do have a fine finish in the last quarter. They always find an extra gear, but as I said right at the beginning of the race, more often than not, it's a little bit too late to count for anything.
Well, Germany's coming back on the leading two, and so is Holland. But you can't expect, I mean, they've got an awful lot to catch up there. It's very unlikely that they'll be able to get back to the leaders there. Although they are now overlapping, they're overlapping Australia, and Australia are really, really slowing down enormously. But it's Romania who've gone into the front, and it's Romania who are going to defend their title.
Constanta Bocica looking pretty good, 33 years of age, took a break after Sydney, came back, timed up with Mihalicia last year in the World Championships, was only third, and that's why she's reunited herself with Angela Alupai, and those two look very good. But look at the Germans on the near side, Blasberg and Reimer. They're very strong, and they're doing all their best work now where it matters most. Australia in third place, Holland still not out of it, but they've got a little work to do if they want to get a medal. And the Australians, Amber Halliday and Sally Newmarch, they know they're under pressure, because look at the bow of that Dutch lightweight double, Dan, because they're really, really coming now. The Romanians aren't going to be caught. The Germans look solid in second place. It's all about the bronze medal. Very, very close, Dan.
Very, very exciting. You can see that the Australians have shortened up enormously there. Their stroke is shortened as they're put under pressure by Holland. But it's certainly Romania out across the line.
Romania, Germany, and the Dutch have done it. A fantastic power finish there by Kirsten van der Kolk and Marit van Eupen to take the bronze medal and to deny Australia a place on the podium.
But what a great, great finish there from Holland.
Indeed, 1:42.08. Nobody was travelling quicker in the last quarter than the Dutch. And isn't that nice to see, Dan? It's been a long time since we've seen the Dutch swimmers out to celebrate. So 2 gold medals to Romania's women, and the possibility of more success tomorrow in the 8s, in which Elisaveta Lipa bids for a 5th Olympic gold.